Hello my dear students, welcome to the class of biology. In today's sessions, I will be solving the NEET question paper of the year 2016. And you know biology have 90 questions and each questions will carry 4 marks. So let's get started. So in the first question, that is question number 91, it states that Gauss' principle of competitive exclusion states that more abundant species will exclude and the less abundant species through competition, and option number 2 is competition for the same resources exclude species having different food preference, and option number 3 is no two species can occupy the same niche indefinitely for the same limiting resources, and option number 4 is large organism exclude smaller ones through competition. So we have discussed this in the chapter ecology. So what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 3, that is no two species can occupy the same niche indefinitely for the same limiting resources. So that states the Gauss principle, right? So this is from the chapter ecology, right? So this is the correct answer. Now let's see the next question. Now the next question is question number 92. The two polypeptides of human insulin are linked together by hydrogen bonds, phosphodiester bond, covalent bond or disulfide bridges. Well, this is a very easy question and this is from the chapter applications of biotechnology. So while discussing the biotechnological applications in medical field, we have discussed the preparations of the human insulin, and you know the matured insulin have two chains, that is the chain A and chain B, and those chains are linked up by the disulfide bond. So which among them is the correct answer? That is the option number 4, disulfide bridges. So this is the correct answer of this question. Now let's see the next question. Now the next question is question number 93. The coconut water from tender coconut represent endocarp, fleshy mesocarp, free nuclear proembryo or free nuclear endosperms. So this is also very easy questions and we have discussed this in the chapter morphology of the flowering plants. We have discussed the types of endosperms and the coconut water from the tender coconuts, it actually it is actually a free nuclear endosperms. So among these 4 options, the correct option is option number 4, that is free nuclear endosperms. So this is the correct answer of these questions, right? Now let's see what's there in the next question. Now the next question is question number 94. Which of the following statement is wrong for viroids? Option 1 is they lack a protein coat. Option 2 is they are smaller than virus. Option 3 is they cause infections, and option 4 is their RNA is of high molecular weight. So we have discussed about the viroids in the chapter biological classifications. There we have also discussed about the virus and lichens and in fact the prions. So what is the incorrect statement among these 4 options? That is the option number 4, that their RNAs is of high molecular weight. So that is the incorrect statement. While option number 1, then 2 and 3, these are the correct statement, right? Now let's see the next question. Now the next question is question number 95. Which of the following feature is not present in the phylum Arthropoda? Chitinous exoskeleton, metameric segmentation, parapodia or jointed appendages. So we have discussed about the phylum Arthropoda in the chapter Animal Kingdom. I hope you have remembered that chapter very well. So among these 4 options, which of this feature is not present in this phylum Arthropoda? That is the option number 3, parapodia. So parapodia are not present in the Arthropoda, right? Now let's move on to the next question. Now the next question is question number 96. Which of the following most appropriately describe the hemophilia? Option 1 is recessive gene disorder. Option 2 is sex-linked, that is the X-linked recessive gene disorder. Option number 3 is chromosomal disorder, or option number 4 is dominant gene disorder. So, we have described about the hemophilia disease in the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation. There we have discussed about the varieties of chromosomal disorders, right? So, what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 2, X-linked recessive gene disorder. So, this is the most appropriately described hemophilia. Alright. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, the next question is question number 97. As you can see here, immersion enhancement effect and red drop have been instrumental in the discovery of photophosphorylations and non-cyclic electron transport, or two photosystem operating simultaneously, and option number 3 is photophosphorylations and cyclic electron transport, and option number 4 is oxidative phosphorylations. So, this question is from the chapter photosynthesis in higher plants. So, what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 2. So, option number 2 is two photosystem operating simultaneously, that is the PS1 and the PS2. These are the two photosystem, right? So, this is the correct answer of this question. Now, let us see the next question. Now, in the next question, that is question number 98. In which of the following all three are macronutrients? Boron, zinc, manganese, or iron, copper, molybdenum, or molybdenum, magnesium, manganese. Then option number 4 is nitrogen, nickel and phosphorus. So, this is from the chapter mineral nutritions. There we have described that nutrients are of two types, that is the micronutrients and the macronutrients. So, what is the correct answer among this option? That is the option number 3, molybdenum, magnesium and manganese. These are the three importance and these are the macronutrients, right? So, this is the correct answer. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, the next question is question number 99. Name the chronic respiratory disorder caused mainly by cigarette smoking. Emphysema, asthma, respiratory acidosis or respiratory alkalosis. So, these are the disorder name that we have discussed in the chapter breathing and exchange of gases. So, what is the correct answer of this? Which among these disorder is caused mainly by cigarette smoking? That is the option number 1, emphysema. So, that is the correct answer of this question. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, the next is the 100th question number. A system of rotating crops with legumes or grass pasture to improve the soil structure and fertility is called lay farming, counter farming, strip farming or the shifting agriculture. So, this question is come from the chapter ecology. So, what is the correct answer of this? That is the option number 1, lay farming. So, lay farming is a system of rotating crops with legumes or grass pasture to improve the soil structure and the fertility. So, that is the correct answer among these 4 options. Alright. Now, let us move on to the next question. Now, the next question is question number 101. As you can see here, mitochondria and chloroplast are semi-autonomous organelles or formed by divisions of pre-existing organelles, and they contain DNA but lack protein synthesizing machinery, and which one of the following options is correct. So, this is from the chapter Cell, the unit of life. There we have discussed about the mitochondria and chloroplast. So, what is the correct answer among this? Mitochondria and chloroplast are semi-autonomous organelles. That is, statement number 1 is correct. But in the statement number 2, it states that it is formed by divisions of pre-existing organelles but they lack the protein synthesizing machinery. So that is the false statement. So what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 3, which means that statement number 1 is correct and statement number 2 is false. So this is the correct answer of this question. Now let's move on to the next question. So the next question is question number 102. So in context of amniocentesis, which of the following statement is incorrect? So there are 4 options given and the options are given here. Option number 1 is it is usually done when a woman is between 14 to 16 weeks pregnant. Then option number 2 is it is used for prenatal sex determination. Option number 3 is it can be used for detection of Down syndrome. Option number 4 is it can be used for detection of cleft palate. Well, this is from the chapter reproductive health. There we have got the term amniocentesis, right? So what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 4. It can be used for the detection of cleft palate. So that is the correct option. Now let's see the next question. Now the next question is question number 103. In a chloroplast, the highest number of protons are found in stroma, lumen of thylakoids, inner or intermembrane space, or antenna complex. Well, this is from the chapter photosynthesis in higher plants. There we have discussed about this. So what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 2, lumen of thylakoids. So to understand this concept, you can refer to the chapter. Now let's see the next question. And the next question, that is the question number 104. Photosensitive compound in human eye is made up of, there are 4 options given, guanosine and retinol, or opsin and retinol, or opsin and retinol, and 4th option is guanosine and retinol. Well, these are very easy questions and we have discussed this in the chapter neural control and coordinations. So in the last topic we have discussed about this. So what is the correct answer among this? What are the photosensitive compound in human eyes? That is the option number 2, opsin and retinol. So these are the compound which made the photosynthetic compound of the human eye. Alright, now let's move on to the next question. Now the next question is question number 105. Spindle fibers attach onto, there are 4 options given, telomere of the chromosome, or niticore of the chromosome, or centromere of the chromosome, or nitosome of the chromosomes. Well, this is a very common answer. What is the correct answer? That is the option number 2. That we have discussed in the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. There we have discussed about the chromosomes and the components which are found in the chromosomes, that we have discussed like this. So that is the chromosome, and here at this portion the nitocores are present, right? Nitocores are present, and these nitocores are the positions or are the part of the chromosomes where the spindle fibers are attached. So option number 2 is the correct answer of this questions. Alright, now let's move on to the next question. Now in the next question, that is question number 106. Which is the national aquatic animal of India? Gangetic shark, river dolphin, blue whale, or sea horse? Well, this is very common GK questions and that we have also discussed in the unit ecology. So what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 2, river dolphin. So river dolphin are considered as the national aquatic animal of India. Now let's see the next question. Now the next question is question number 107. Which of the following is required as inducers for the expression of lakh operon? Glucose, galactose, lactose, or lactose and galactose? Well, this is from the chapter molecular basis of inheritance. There we have discussed about the lakh operon, and that lakh is nothing but the lactose. So, what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 3. So, option number 3 is the correct answer, that is the lactose. Now, let us see the next question. Now, the next question is question number 108. Which of the following pairs of chromosomes are not antagonist? That means having opposite effects to each other. Parathormone, that is calcitonin, then insulin, that is glucagon, and aldosterone is matched with the atrial natriuretic factor, and the relaxin is matched with inhibin. So, this is from the chapter Chemical Coordinations and Integrations. There we have discussed all about these hormones. So, in the question it has asked that which of the following pairs of the chromosomes are not having any opposite effect to each other. That is the option number 4, relaxin. So, relaxin and inhibin, it is the correct answer of this question. Now, let us see the next question. Now, the next question is question number 109. Microtubules are the constituents of cilia, flagella and peroxisomes, or spindle fibers, centrioles and cilia, or centrioles, spindle fibers and chromatin, or the fourth option is centrosome, nucleosome and centrioles. So, this is also from the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. There we have discussed about the microtubules and microfilaments, right? So, what is the constituent of this microtubule? That is spindle fiber, centrioles and cilia, which is given in the option number 2. So, option number 2 is the correct answer of this question. Now, let us see the next question. Now, the next question is question number 110. A complex of ribosome attached to a single strand of RNA is known as polysome, polymer, polypeptide or Okazaki fragments. Well, this is a very easy questions and we have discussed in the chapter Cell, the Unit of Life. So, what is the correct answer among this option? Which among them is a complex of ribosomes which are attached to single stranded of RNA? That is option number 1, polysome. So, polysome is the right answer of this question. Now, let us move on to the next question. So, the next question is question number 111. Fertilizations in human is practically feasible only if the sperms are transported into vagina just after the release of ovum in fallopian tube. Option number 2 is the ovum and sperm are transported simultaneously to ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. Option number 3 is the ovum and sperm are transported simultaneously to ampullary isthmic junction of the cervix, and last option is the sperms are transported into cervix within 48 hours of release of ovum in uterus. So, this is a very easy questions and we have discussed about the human fertilizations from the chapter Human Reproductions. So, what is the correct answer among these? So, in this question it has asked that fertilizations in human is practically feasible only when the ovum and sperm are transported simultaneously to the ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. So, you have remembered that region, that was the, so in this region is called as what? Ampullary isthmic region, right? So, ampullary isthmic junction is this portions, and after this what happened? This is the endometrium layer. So, the sperm come in contact here, and here the ovum get transported to this regions, and after that in this region the fertilization take place. So, we have discussed very clearly in the chapter Human Reproductions, right? So, what is the correct answer among this? That is the option number 2, which state that the ovum and sperms are transported simultaneously to ampullary isthmic junction of the fallopian tube. So, this is the correct answer. Now let's move on to the next question. So in the next question, that is question number 112, asthma may be attributed to bacterial infection of the lungs or allergic reaction of the mast cells in the lungs. Option number 3 is inflammations of the trachea, and option number 4 is accumulation of fluid in the lungs. So we have discussed about the human respiratory disorder in the chapter breathing and exchange of gases. So what is the correct answer among these? So asthma may be attributed to allergic reactions of the mast cell in the lungs. So option number 2 is the correct answer of these questions, right? Now let's see what's there in the next question. Now the next question is question number 113. The Avena curvature is used for bioassay of hibiscus acid, then gibberellic acid, or indole acetic acid, or ethylene. So these are all the plant hormone that we have discussed in the chapter plant growth and development. So what is the correct answer among these? The Avena curvature is used for the bioassay of the indole acetic acid, which is option number 1, and this is the compound of oxide, right? So this is the correct answer. Now let's see the next question. Now the next question is question number 114. 114 question, you can see the standard petal of Papilionaceous corolla is called as carina, pappus, vexillum, or corona. Well, this is from the chapter morphology of the flowering plants. There we have discussed about the estivation, that means the arrangement of petals and sepals. So in the family Papilionaceous, what is the corolla? Corolla is the standard petal of Papilionaceous and it is called as the vexillum. So option number 3 is the correct answer, that is the vexillum. Alright, now let's move on to the next question.
Paramagnetic, ferromagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials, they have what? Positive susceptibility. So the correct answer is number 1, diamagnetic materials only. This is a direct question from the chapter magnetism.